Now, actually, we have things happening here which are, though not that extreme, are quite ominous, I think. And the Obama administration in particular has a pretty poor record on this. So there's one case that was decided by the Supreme Court a couple of months ago that is pretty ominous in its implications. And that case was brought to the court by the Obama administration, who wanted their position accepted, and they were the plaintiffs, and it was argued by Elena Kagan, Obama's most recent appointment to the Supreme Court, Harvard Law School dean. Essentially, it's the first major attack on freedom of speech in the United States since the notorious Smith Acts back around 1940. It was the case, the specific charge was against a group called the Humanitarian Law Project, and they were charged with having given what's called material support to a terrorist group. The material support in this case consisted of their giving advice to a Turkish group that's on the U.S. State Department terrorist list, advice on legal aid. In fact, under the terms of this decision, advice urging them to pursue nonviolent means would be criminalized. Now, that's very far-reaching. It's been criticized by civil libertarians, but not far enough, because we have to ask ourselves, what's the terrorist list? The terrorist list is a government. The government arbitrarily, without review and without justification, determines that such and such a group is a terrorist group. Now, that's quite arbitrary. In fact, it's been done in outlandish ways over the years. Just to take one striking case, back in 1980, Saddam Hussein's Iraq was on the terrorist list. In 1982, the Reagan administration decided that they wanted to support Saddam Hussein in his attack against Iran. So they therefore took Saddam off the terrorist list. After that came Saddam Hussein's worst crimes, the gassing of Kurds at Halabja, the Halabja massacres, all kinds of use of chemical warfare. All of it was okay. The Reagan administration attempted to block every criticism of it, and they were off the terrorist list. Well, what kind of a list is that? If the government can arbitrarily decide that Saddam Hussein, one of the worst gangsters around, is not a terrorist because they want to assist him in his terrorist atrocities, what kind of a list do we have? That's only one case. But the whole terrorist list is totally illegitimate. It's just an arbitrarily determined, decided list established by the State Department with no review and no appeal. They put you on the list, you're on the list. So, and then the idea of barring material support extending to straight speech, like legal advice or advice to assume nonviolent means, that's a very sharp attack on freedom of speech.